the most unfair review of J. Cole's The Fall Off. What's up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join that membership. And are you buying that merch down below? Gang, listen. So first things first, before we get started, I don't want to waste no one's time that's here for a fair and balanced review. I'm just going to be honest. So you may want to lead a chat. What I'm going to say is this. I listened by way of a reactor. I listened to several reactors before I even listened to the album. I'm just going to be honest, gang. I just got a lot to say about this project. And to J. Cole fans, you may or may not agree, or you may not be pleased with me, but I'm going to say this from the beginning. This review is 100% unfair. I know I'm being unfair because I listened to the album through another reactor. I watched about 10 different reactions, maybe more, before I even listened to one song, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I didn't play it off of any streaming platforms. Like I said, you're going to get in the comments, Challz, this review is unfair, but it is unfair. But I'm still going to do it because this is what my channel is for me to give my brutally honest opinion. Now, I want to talk about this. First things first, I watched a bunch of reactors. I watched a bunch of guys that I respect and some I barely know. I just clicked them all, gang. I watched a bunch. And I have no problem with anyone's review of this album. A lot of guys kept it a buck. Some guys were a little bit compromised. I'm just going to be honest. How can I review an album when I got the sweatshirt or the hoodie on of the artist? It's kind of tough, gang. I'm going to be honest. No Life Shock did a whole review wearing a sweatshirt that he got specifically from J. Cole. That's the definition of compromise. So there's no way to get an honest review or reaction from a guy like that. But I'm just going to keep it honest. That is where I listened to the whole album. Someone put a timestamp of every song and I clicked them all and watched it. But that was after I had watched a bunch of reviews. The reactions, I went on Twitter. The reactions are all over the place. But this is what I've learned before I get into the music. This is what I've learned. If you like J. Cole, you like this album. If you don't like J. Cole, you don't like this album. Right now, we're not even, this ain't even it no more. Hip-hop, where we are right now, this ain't even it. Where, like, you like J. Cole, masterpiece. You don't like J. Cole, sleepy time. Ain't no in-between, gang, but I want to be honest now. I did listen to it through Screwface. I'm not Screwface. Through No Life Shock's. He got 100,000 views. This shit's popping off over there, and a lot of J. Cole fans are in the comments. They're loving this, gang. This is showtime for them, and I'm gonna clap my hands for you. You're excited. Everybody deserves to be excited. Right? If the new Nice and Smooth comes out and I'm a Nice and Smooth fan and I love it, I deserve to love it. I want everybody to be happy, gang. I am not walking around with the mad face invasion, hoping people's favorite artists deliver a trash album. If you're the bubble bath rapper, aka Drake fan, and what's this thing called, Iceman comes out and you love it, then kudos to you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you run it up and do your thing. I'm not here to hate on anybody. I went into this thing with very, very open-minded, open heart, regardless of what I've said leading up to this, gang. And I'm going to be honest, I was just, as of what today is Friday, as of late as Wednesday on the podcast, I was asking the chat. I said, should I be obligated to listen to J. Cole as a hip-hop fan? Am I obligated? And the chat was like, Challz, you got to listen to him for the most part. Some of you guys like, I don't give a shit about no J. Cole. So no, you ain't got to listen to it. But I asked my co-host on the What Show. I asked the people in the chat. I said, as a hip-hop historian, even though I feel a way about J. Cole, and a lot of you people want to chalk it up to, oh, just because he apologized. No, it's deeper than that. And I still see my contemporaries, these YouTubers, they still saying we only have an issue with J. Cole about the apology. It's way more than just the apology, gang. It's a lot that happened before, during, and after this battle that Cole has done to get us a little salty in regards to J. Cole. But with that being said, I really did struggle to listen to it, but what I did go on I keep calling No Life Shock Screwface, but sorry about that. Listen, I did go on No Life thing, and I clicked through it, and I listened to every song, and gratefully, he was quiet at the beginning of every song. He didn't say nothing. He let the songs play, so it was just like I was listening to him. I'm going to be honest, like I said in the beginning of this video, this is going to be a very unfair, because I listened to probably 30 seconds, 50 seconds of each song. Like Jay-Z, like Jay-Z said, what are you fools? Do you listen to it or just skim through it? Well, you can say I skimmed through it, gang, but I'm a different kind of animal when it comes to this hip hop. I literally could listen to an album skimming through, and I could tell you if it's good or bad. It don't take that long to find out if you're gonna like a song. I'm gonna be honest, gang. It don't take the whole song to see if I'm gonna like it. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I said, this gonna be unfair. You J. Cole fans gonna be like literally like, get this nigga, get this guy out of here. He's talking about the album he haven't heard. Well, I did listen, gang. I did listen. So as I'm watching this thing, right, and No Life Shaq is wearing this thing. He didn't go to sleep this time like most people think he was going to do. And a lot of people were tuned in with him, and they were rocking. I think a lot of J. Cole fans are on that channel. I'm just going to be honest. So they were enjoying his unfiltered, I ain't going to say unfiltered, but his review, right? And he seemed to enjoy it. He said, this is, after disc 1 went off, he said, this is a great album, Cole. After disc 2, he said, this is like damn near saying it's a classic masterpiece. But again, he's wearing a J. Cole hoodie that J. Cole himself sent to him. So what else can he do? Gang, let's just be honest. But I'm gonna be 100% with you guys. And this is not even based. I know a lot of you gonna come in here with this bias that, Challz, you're the one that's saying that he can't rap tough, this, that, and the third. And for the most part, he did his tough rapping on one song here and there, but he told his story. He did his stories telling and this, that, and the third. Now, in my group chat, first thing, before I even listen to my group chat, I think my guy Chop was like, bro, I listen to the J. Cole and I like it for the most part, but it's just like a regular old J. Cole album. Right? Some joints I like, some joints I don't. And Dale concurred, either vice versa. One of them said that, and the other one agreed that it's just a regular old J. Cole album. I was like, oh, this ain't boding well, because I had listened to it. I'm like, hold on, we got the fall off 10 years in the making. This supposed to be the Tour de Gras, and you're telling me it's a regular ass J. Cole album? If you go back to my album reviews 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I've been saying for years, I like what J. Cole does as a member of this community. Like, we need you on that wall, right? We need you in this hip-hop wall. We need you in this hip-hop space, a boom bap rapper who can make his own beats, and then he can plug it in and then rap to him. It ain't that many of us, right? Like Kenny say, it's a few real niggas left, right? But it's not enough. If you can do that, because I used to do that. I used to make my own beats. I use an MPC, use Fruity Loops, whatever I got my hands on. I used to make all my beats and then rap to them. So right there, Cole, to me, it's tough. It's tough to knock a dude that can do that. So I've always said, I'll give J. Cole the credit and the props for that. I'll never take that away from him, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, sometimes when you do that a little too much, you can fall short of your promise, the promise of what you are to hip hop. Sooner or later, you're going to need somebody else's beats. Sooner or later, you're going to need some help on these projects. And I'm just gonna, from what I heard. Now listen, I listen to every song, gang. When I first was thinking about this review, I was going to go into the review without listening to it at all. I was going to say, listen, this is what I've heard from the critics and the YouTubers and from the reactors, right? But when he was reacting and I saw that timestamp list, I said, you know what, Challz, you can sit here and listen to every single song. Shaq was quiet. I played the songs, and from what I'm gathering on Twitter and a lot of people, and I was kind of, I'm one of these guys, I take music, make it personal. So I hate when people come and they say shit like, it's sleepy music, it's boring music, da-da-da. I don't like to hear that about nobody's project, because I don't care who it is. I don't like people saying that, right? To me, it's like, I like to take people's concept as a whole. So I'm not going to be like, it's elevator music. Yo, get this sleepy, all this sleepy shit, da-da-da. So I was kind of offended when I woke up to see that, my people saying that, right? But after I watched a couple reviews of people who really are J. Cole fans, they're really disappointed. Some of these guys are really being, some of these guys that were really, really on the J. Cole train, that are very prominent reactors, they were saying they're a little disappointed. Jay Nolan said that. I think Top 5 Troy got a video saying he disappointed. So it's quite a few guys that's disappointed. I watched their reviews, okay? There's a lot of guys that are like, it could have been better. He needs to pick better beats. So I took all that before I even listened to it, right? And one thing I can say, I can't argue with the people on Twitter, some of them saying it's mid, this, that, and the third. Now, again, I said this is going to be unfair, so don't get in my comments telling me, Challz, you ain't listened to the whole album. I listened to enough, and what I'm going to tell you is I listen to every single song, at least 30 seconds, gang. And what I'm walking away with, you got to really like the sound of J. Cole's voice to like this album. I'm just going to be honest. The people saying that this album is a classic, this is a masterpiece, da-da-da, you really like J. Cole's voice, because every song starts out, and pretty much through most of what I'm hearing, is J. Cole's voice. in a different tone, a different way, but it's all is J. Cole's voice. And then low key, I'm gonna be honest, it sounds melancholy. It sounds like this joint sound like a one of them not a lo-fi beats tape right now, but it sounds like where your alternative music, where you're doing easy listening. I'm just going to be honest, where it picks up a little bit, it won't elevate past that, gang. Like I said, it's gonna be one of the most unfair reviews you've ever heard. But to me, when I listen to it, it'd be like a song have some potential, like, yo, this motherfucker shit right here, da da da. But the next song won't go over that. It'll be the same way. This is way too many songs. A double CD, and historically, double CDs have caused issues in hip hop. Let's just be honest. Out of all the double CDs you're gonna name one where everybody was in unanimous that shit's rocking. No, I don't think we have one. I even had to go back when it first dropped, when Biggie's what was that? Was it Life After Death? Was that the name of it? Or the one after Ready to Die? Right when he passed, they still dropped it, the double CD. When that first dropped, a lot of people, I'm from what they down south, right? DMV is considered, you could say it's on the bubble. There's arguments about DC being south or north, whatever. We right there on the fence. And we rock with a lot of New York shit down there in DC, but we also rock with a lot of the south. We right there. So I came up with an appreciation of both. So at the end of the day, when I'm listening to it, I got the ears of both of them, right? So what's going on with me is I feel like some of this stuff is it stays right in one tempo. It doesn't progress to me. It doesn't. It's like J. Cole took a concept and he did it all the way through. Allegedly, he supposedly didn't have a second disc till after all this battle shit happened, right? And he got inspired to do the second disc, this, that, and the third. Second disc to me don't sound no different than the first disc, right? Like I said, you really gotta want to hear J. Cole's voice over and over and over. Like, he needs features. He needs to bring people in to sing some of these tracks. This is the difference between let's do this, we're going to do this. This is the difference between a Cole album and a Kendrick album, right? Kendrick will have other people singing those parts. Yes, he sings, he harmonizes, he gets melodic, but he will bring in somebody to sing some of them songs. Some of these songs on this thing that I heard J. Cole singing, he could have easily brought somebody. He has too many resources. And for an album this long, I don't want to hear, 24 tracks? I don't want to hear every song start and end with J. Cole's voice. I'm just going to be honest. It's very difficult to do a double CD and every single note, every single word. Like, you got Future on there, you got Tim's, who else? It ain't that much on here where it's not J. Cole singing. I get it. This is him pouring his heart out. But to me, if this is your last album and you want to go out saying you're the best rapper alive, this, that, and the third, you could have did this album without saying any of that, gang, because I'm just going to be honest. That mixed CD didn't lead up to what we got right here. And as a matter of fact, I think he knew that this album wasn't going to be that energy of that mixed CD. That's why he did the mixed CD and put it out first, because that energy ain't this. You might got that on 1, 2, 3 tracks, maybe tops. It ain't a lot of that big bone talk like that on here, from what I heard. Yes, it's there, but it ain't that much. It's a lot of storytelling, reflecting, nostalgia, a lot of looking back in the past. So I feel like this ain't what was advertised. And I get it, to fall off, I'm supposed to sit there and dissect it. But once I'm 15, 16 songs in, and every song is coming on with J. Cole, y'all, it's like after a while, I'm like, I need some more food on this plate. You keep giving me fish, right? It does. So you got to understand what I'm just saying. I said the beats, the tempo is almost the same on every song. It never gets too high, never gets too low. It's almost alternative rock to me, right? It's almost some folk, like some folk singing. This thing is, listen, if I want to just clean up or take a road trip, right? The beginning song with Going to Carolina, right? I'm not sure. I think that's John Denver. I'm not 100% sure who's singing that. It's a good intro, but that is the mood you get. That is the mood through the entire CD, the entire double CD. You get that Going to Carolina. It's a folk song. This album is almost a folk album. So we're looking at a guy who kept the tempo in the same lane all the way through. One beat might be good, one beat might be okay, but when they start to drop in quality, your mind starts to wander. As the album starts to drop in quality, your mind starts to wander. I'm going to be honest. JID got a much better album than this. It's much more connected. It's much more cohesive. It gives you a much better balance of what you want. I think to be a Cole fan, you got to really like J. Cole's voice, and you got to like what you know he's already going to say. He's saying everything you expect. And I always said back when I started saying this that I always gave it one spin and didn't really come back. And this feels like I'm right there again. It did feel like J. Cole didn't grow, right? It feel like J. Cole didn't. After a while, it's like no matter what he's saying, it's like it's the same. It's the same guy saying it. It's not getting any better. You need to hear different voices. You need to hear different energies come on. I'm just going to be honest. I know people can carry a whole album themselves. But to me, if you're going to keep all the beats in the same BPM, you're going to keep it all in the same feel. It's one long lo-fi beat take, gang. I'm just going to be honest. So it's like, I'm like, bro, like, I get it that it's supposed to be melancholy, this, that, and the third. But for you saying this is my last album and you got one that sound like 2 albums ago, to me, all his fans are comparing this to albums he already done. This is like this one. This is like that one. Well, I don't want to hear those old albums. For one, I told you I used to play him once and never play him again. I always respected who he was, but I never played the albums again. I was like, we need him on this wall. We need him making these beats. We need him to keep this hip-hop thing alive, but I don't want to hear it. Right? Like these motherfuckers are saying, sleepy time, cold, blah, blah. I've always, you go back to my videos, I've always defended against that, but I've always said they had a point. Some people say it just to be mean. It's sleepy time. I need some NyQuil. Da, da, da. Some of these motherfuckers, they didn't even hear the shit. Or they listen to 1 or 2 albums and say it's sleepy. I want you to give me that energy if you heard the whole thing, right? Now, to me, I like I said, I hate when they say that, but at some point, after 4 albums like this, in my opinion, they might be on to something. Gang, I gotta be honest. I hate when I say academics. I hate when I hear his goofy ass saying shit like that. And it's like, who are you to judge? But at the same time, Cole not giving us nothing. I don't think he's advanced his game for them not to call his shit sleepy time, boring, this, that, and the third. So it's like, Challz, like you wanna have your cake and eat it too. You want him to represent the culture. You want him to be the catalyst, right? This nigga make his own beats. He writes his rap. He's doing it the right way. Ain't no ghostwriters involved out of all this shit you want to praise him for. But then when you get the full product, you don't want to hear it again. And we're right there. I really don't see me. I told you, I listened to it on No Life Shack page. Again, this is unfair. I listened to all that shit, and I didn't walk away with me needing to go over to Spotify and play the whole thing. I'm just going to be honest. I feel like I'm right there again, a double CD of stuff that I don't really want to hear again. I know the Cole fans going to be mad because listen, gang, this is a masterpiece to them. This is Bob Vila, right? Bob Vila painting trees and shit and rocks. This is a masterpiece to them. So at the end of the day, I'm like, I hear you guys, but you really, really like this guy's voice. Because after 16 tracks, 17, and it's come all of it sounding the same almost. You got to really want to get in there and dissect what he's actually saying. To me, it's almost like the voice and the vocal inflection not even change. It's just like the flows may change a little bit. The subject matter, this dude rapping his ass off. He's rapping, right? But at some point, the artistry is bigger than just the rappers. That's why a rapper won't ever be platinum, double platinum. You'll never get a rapper that just go through the roof and be on a Drake level. You got to have a level of artistry where you can move more people to hear you. And you got to do more things with that. Once you get their ears, okay, the next song got to be different. The next song got to be bigger. You got to hit them in ways where, you got to take them to places they've never been, right? I think he needs more. He needs to put more in. It's just so many things that need to be touched on. It's so many people. He could have, like Kendrick, he brought the Spanish singing lady in there on the beginning, the very first song, right? We've never heard no shit like that. It's stuff like that on GNX, right? The first one, right? So it's like, where I'm not saying to go get a Spanish singer. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but where's Cole's Spanish singer moment? Like this, it's just Cole with Cole's ideas and Cole's beats. It's like they're the only ones in the studio. To me, I'm feeling like this is getting a little redundant. I said it's going to be unfair, gang. It is what it is. I know some of you guys going to be highly upset, but I said it in the beginning. This is going to be unfair. I listened to enough of it, gang. I do not need to hear an hour and 40 minutes. I don't need to hear that. I heard quite a bit of it, and I'm listening, and I'm like, I'm hearing his voice, I'm hearing these beats, I'm hearing this whole thing, and some of it is good. Like everybody keeps saying that Safety song, and that is a good record, right? Once you get past whatever the beginning, and you get into like, this is a good record, da-da-da. But after a while, it started to be like, how is this song actually different from that song? And how is that song? Because they all start and end the same way. Cole is just being Cole. And it's like, either he's singing or he's rapping, but it's really not reaching another crescendo where, okay, that shit actually made me feel a different way. It's like, I feel the same way when I came into the album that before I even listened to it. Right? Some of these albums, like when let's just be honest, when I heard Mr. Morale, for whether you guys like it or not, I love that album. I feel like it's well put together. If that's a concept album, he got the therapist talking, his wife is talking, all kind of different people. He got records where he's not even rapping. He's just arguing with the girl. Like it's so many chambers on that album where you could take it, listen to it, and some of the subject matter, his aunt being like whatever. It's just like a lot of stuff going on, right? It's a lot of stuff going on. You're going to say, well, Challz, this guy's a concept album too, da-da-da. But at the same time, he didn't put the little touches to make the songs different than the next song. It's the beat comes on, he starts rapping. This guy's a backpack rapper's dream. He's a backpack rapper's dream because he just let the beat rap, give it let it go 4 times, and he starts rapping. This is a backpack rapper's dream. He doesn't make you wait too long, and he just gives you bar, hook. If there's a hook, if it's not, he just rapping. But you got to, in 2026, you got to be more than that. And I feel like Cole, for 10 years to be waiting for this, I don't feel like he elevated much of this. Cole could have gave us this album 10 years ago, the same album. I don't feel like this thing has elevated and he reached crescendos of artistry. Where's the whole, you could have brought a choir in, you could have brought a whole band. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's like, it's a lot could have been done, in my opinion. Like, movie words could have been clipped, television show words. It's like a whole lot of shit that just give it a fresh. Go listen to the clips. Clips came out last year. Go listen to the clips, right? And see how electric that album is. See how the beats on that shit. And I get it. That's for real, my G. I understand. And for real, not gonna let you come out the hood, come out the barn without the eggs fully ready. So end of the day, I feel like somebody else needs to get an ear in here because I think Cole has shown you what it is. It's like when Nas had to find Hit Boy, because before that, we was all questioning Nas' beats, this, that, and the third. I think J. Cole, we questioning his beats. I think at this point, we got to question his beats, gang. It's just, I think that, again, like I said, I love people that make their own beats, da-da-da, and they good for a time. It's good. When you making your own beats and your man making beats that sound just like you, and you got a team and y'all make the same similar type of beats, that's okay for a while. Once you hit this level, we see that your competition is now Drake and Kendrick. And A$AP Rocky, we seeing another level now. You got to elevate. You can't just be the same guy with the MPC player. Boom, kick, boom, boom, kick, boom. Yeah, that's dope, ain't it? Oh shit, that's fucking fire. Like, you got to elevate beyond. You need to bring some more different elements into this thing and elevate this game beyond just the backpacker who can make his own beats, get his backpack, get his wood out the backpack. All right, I'm ready. Da-da-da, just rap and then put that shit out on the worldwide level. I understand that you're J. Cole. You could do what you want. You got a fan base. But for us to gravitate outside of it to people who ain't really J. Cole fans like that, you need to do something more, in my opinion. Like I said, this is unfair because I did not sit with the whole album. I listened to it. I listened to songs 30, 40, 50 seconds. Some of the songs I let play longer, right? If they was really catching me. But for the most part, yes, he's rapping his ass off. Yes, he has a couple songs in here that are really good. For hip-hop, it got to be better. To me, if I'm a J. Cole fan, masterpiece. But if I'm a regular hip-hop fan that went into this shit for some hip-hop, it didn't do it. I don't think this is a strong enough hip-hop record. I'm just going to be honest. Just going to be honest. And I know a lot of people was like, yo, Primo and Nas beats, da-da-da. I think Primo and Nas is better than this. And this is my thing. Every single album I put on my top 25 list, gang, I'm just going to be honest, I go into it from the first song. All that shit got to catch me. Right? Some of the albums that didn't make my list or I put them in the honorable mention is because as I started to listen to them, they started to lose me. You don't automatically get that title, right? Whether I'm skipping it or not, you don't automatically get the title of, yeah, this is a dope shit because it's J. Cole. No, you need to catch me. And I went into this shit, believe it or not, I wasn't thinking about, yo, Kendrick, da-da-da. When I heard him talk the Big Bone Brolic shit on here, I just was like, fuck it, let me just let this shit rock. I let it play. It wasn't no whole lot of holding stuff against him because he really wasn't talking a lot of that. So I was grading the album on what he's actually doing. And I felt it kind of like, okay, like this some like, you know, if you're from DC, you'll know the like U Street shit, some Caffer House shit, right? This is like some it's a band playing and niggas is drinking, da-da-da, and you get up there, they like, oh, I can rap. You let niggas rap with the band. This is the nigga rapping with the band. Right? It ain't too much. It ain't too, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the top of the shit, it ain't the bottom. It just is cool, right? It's cool. You drink your brandy, da-da-da. Nigga up there rapping, cool. You keep talking. It's some background shit. I'm just going to be honest, gang. I'm just going to be honest. It's not like hitting you, right? It's not hitting you in the head like, yo, this nigga cold, da-da-da. Just my opinion. Like I said, it's an unfair review. Let me know what you think in the comments. Man, I'm out of here. I'm not talking about this no more. But like I said, I think we all have a certain preference. And if you like J. Cole, you'll love this album. And as you notice, I didn't say nothing about, yo, he's soft, da-da. Don't come in the comments talking about you're biased because you think he's soft for apologize. This has nothing to do with the apology. This has nothing to do with his issues with Kendrick or Drake. I told you from a man to man, listening to this, what I heard on Screwface, what's his nigga, Screwface shit. No, I keep saying, on No Life Shack's page, I listened to these songs, open-minded gang, and some of them did. I was like, yo, that shit right there, fire. Certain songs, especially on disc one, have better songs on it to me, on disc one. But at the end of the day, overall, too long and too many joints that didn't need to be on there. I'm just going to be honest. He needs more help on his hooks. He needs more people in the studio. He needs more voices. He needs more people with artistic value to bring shit to this and like low-key, da-da-da-da. Right? I'm not saying he needs nigga to write for him, da-da-da. You're going to say, well, Challz, you be saying Kanye be using too many people. Well, Kanye be using too many people. The shit don't even be that good to me. So it is what it is. It's a thin line between love and hate. And ain't nobody hating on Cole. I'm out of here, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on the West Show. Me, TJ, and Fliz. 9:15, 9:30. All right? We just did one last week. What we talking about? Nicki Minaj and all kind of shit. Go check that, peep that episode out. We talked about Kendrick getting all those Grammys, so lock in. Also, that is the latest video with me, TJ and Fliz. We rapping on that. Let me know what you think. Get in my comments on that video. Type in this, that. Charles Brown's right there. Bong, bong, bong. All right, man, I'm out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.